Tribies, and welcome back to the tribe. I first want to say thank you to all of my new tribe members who have joined into this big, beautiful, melanated tribe. And if you have not joined into this big, beautiful, melanated tribe, I need you to go over here, hit that red subscribe button, and join into all of this tribalness that we have got going on over here. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be discussing a touchy subject for some of you. And this is a subject that I get DM'd and emailed about a lot. And that is, how do you keep your confidence when you're just starting your natural hair journey, or throughout your natural hair journey, when you have so many naysayers about your natural hair and it just makes you feel very insecure. So if you are interested, or if you're dealing with these issues, just keep on watching. Okay, so the start of your natural hair journey can look like so many things. It can be so many different variables. Whether you're coming out of a relaxer, or you're coming from, damage, or you're tired of, weaving your hair and that causing damage. There are so many different starting points when it comes to natural hair journeys. Usually the start of your natural hair journey is the ending of a mindset. It's the ending of a habit that you have created. Meaning, if you had a habit of constantly putting heat on your hair, and from that your hair was so damaged, and you're just so tired of seeing your hair that way, and you just want to create better, healthier habits for your hair. Starting a hair journey is the realization that you have a bad habit that needs to be corrected. And that's perfect, because everything starts with realization. Now, when you are starting to create healthier, better habits and replace for the bad ones that you have came from, that can have a lingering effect on you, and that can turn into insecurities along, or even starting your hair journey. And it's not because you made the wrong decision in starting your natural hair journey, but it's because the egos of those habits and of those mindsets creeps back and almost tells you, what are you doing? Why are you going natural? Your natural hair is ugly. So all of these things are in our head anyways, and it just amplifies more, especially when the people around you, the people who are supposed to be supporting you, are telling you that you made a bad decision, or hey, I don't like your hair this way. I like it better when it was straight, or I liked your hair better when it was relaxed, or whatever the case may be. And when you're hearing these things from the people who are supposed to be supporting you the most, it just amplifies your insecurity, and it makes you feel as though you have made the wrong decision. But it's not that these people don't like your natural hair, or they hate your natural hair, or they think you look better this way opposed to this way. It's just that they haven't fully accepted themselves yet, okay? They haven't fully accepted themselves yet. So for that, when they see you being able to live in your natural glory and make decisions for yourself to, want better or to do better, they don't like that, okay? It might be, a subconscious thought of them, or it might even just be a little bit of envy. But whatever it is just a direct reflection on how they feel about themselves. One thing I've learned along the way of my natural hair journey is that people are always going to have something to say. Whether it's, I don't like your hair, have you combed your hair, you need to comb your hair out, when's the last time you used the comb? There are so many comments that I have endured over the course of a year. I even had somebody tell me, oh, I thought it was Halloween because I thought you had on a Halloween wig. I was confused. I was like, it's not October yet. And I just literally stood there and looked like, and the worst part about it, that it was a white woman, okay? It was like the worst part about it. I was so taken back that I couldn't even open my mouth to like give her a piece of my mind. I was just like, this really? So, oh, and Sideshow Bob, I've been told that my hair looks like Sideshow Bob. So there are so many different things that you're going to endure when it comes to your natural hair. And even walking into a room and having people stare at you, right? If your hair is big, having those piercing eyes on you. But we have to realize that we were born with this built-in crown. Okay, we were born with this, and this is something that people think it's okay to copy and paste. But then while they're copying and pasting this, they sell back the notion to us that we don't look good in our own naturalness, if that makes sense. Or they try to sell it back to us, which I clearly don't understand. Your natural hair journey is completely your own. You have to own it. You have to come into terms with yourself that this isn't an element of yourself maybe that you've never seen before. If you've been relaxed all your life and you've never seen your natural hair really, or you've never given it a chance to grow out, or if your hair has been damaged for so long that you can't even remember how it looks, or if you've worn weave so long which caused damage, you haven't seen your natural hair or dealt with it for so long. This is a coming into yourself, right? This is a new part of yourself that you have not seen and you might not understand. And sometimes when we don't understand something, we judge it and we don't accept it, right? But when you have made that conscious decision to start a natural hair journey, there's going to be ups and downs, okay? There's going to be times where you don't feel pretty, or you feel insecure, or you don't want to walk in the room, with your hair so big because you just don't want people looking at you. I've been asked so many times, what kind of hair is that you have? Or why didn't you just get a straight weave? I'm like, okay, this is not a weave. This is my hair. So when you are constantly getting comments like that, of course, it's going to make you feel some type of way. But you have to stand your ground in knowing that this is who you are, and be gracious for that. Be gracious for the fact that you were able to make a decision for yourself and to stick with it. Because some people never come to the realization that they need to break old habits, or they need to dig deep and find the root cause of why they created these habits anyways. People's opinions do not count, okay? It's okay to feel uncomfortable sometimes, because the sense of feeling uncomfortable is a sense of growth. It's a sense of growing. When you don't feel comfortable and you're just living life in your little safety zone, you're not growing, right? So feeling uncomfortable in walking into that room, or feeling nervous about walking into the office and you don't know how your coworkers are going to react to it, so it's making you feel a little uncomfortable, a little insecure. Who cares? Those people's opinions do not matter. People are going to constantly try to give you a piece of their 1 cent. We're not even saying 2 cents, okay? We're going to say 1 cent. People always try to give you their 1 cent. But guess what? In this day and age, you can't buy anything with 1 cent. So 1 cent is irrelevant, okay? So you just have to think about it like that. And then too, when people are used to you in one aspect, in one light, in one dimension, and they start seeing you evolve as a person 3-dimensionally in every aspect of your life, when you're becoming more aware, when you are becoming more self-sufficient, when you're becoming more self-confident, people don't like that, because they like you that one way, because they're afraid, subconsciously, they're afraid, like, okay, if she starts being aware of what she's worth, or she's aware of change, and she changes into this, or she does better, and then what does that leave for me? Like, is she gonna leave me behind? Is he gonna leave me behind? What's gonna happen? It's the fear of the unknown when people grow, and people are not going to always grow with you. That's just the reality of it, right? People are not always going to grow with you, and that's okay. It's in their time. That's their journey. But we have to realize that our journey is our journey. You're going to have the days where you don't feel beautiful. You're going to have the days where your hair is not going to do what you want it to do. You're gonna have days where you see somebody else's hair and it's complete hair envy, and then you start thinking about the things you don't have, or the things you think that you don't have. Because let's just be real about it, everybody is different. You can put your hair in any type that you want, but it does not mean that everybody is going to have exactly the same type of hair, right? You have 4A and 4B and 4C. This is not a one size fits all thing. You have to think about density, and you have to think about textures, and if it's color, or if it's damaged, or genetics. There's so many variables in natural hair that we can't always put ourselves in one box. Now, if you want a quick reference, then okay, yeah, that helps. But you can't put yourself in one box. I get messages like, you don't look like you're type 4, or I've even got a message where I don't even believe you're all black. You know what I mean? Like, I get messages like that. But at the end of the day, people's opinions about me do not matter. And you have to have that mindset, okay? When stuff like that starts arriving in your mind, these are implications that you need to heal something. Something needs to be healed within you, right? If you're constantly thinking, my hair doesn't look good on me, my own natural hair doesn't look good on me, I made the wrong decision, there is some healing inside of you that needs to go down, okay? Whether it's really finding who you are, or healing some type of trauma that happens that's making you feel like that. A journey is just that. A journey is a path that we're walking upon. And in that path, you're going to find trees in the roads. You're going to find, bears on the side. You're going to find, twigs in the middle of the path. It's going to be everything. It might rain, one day on your path. It might snow one day on your path. It might be sunshine one day on your path. Life is a long journey, and it's a long path, and nobody's path is the same. But on that path, on that journey, you really need to bask in the fact that we all have things that we need to heal, right? And I think a natural hair journey is one of the most beautiful journeys, because you find out so many new things about yourself that you did not know existed, if that's the path that you're on. Everybody's journey is the same. Like I said, for me, it turned out spiritual. It didn't start like that, but it turned out spiritual. For some people, they just want a healthier head of hair, and that's okay. Whatever your cause and your reason is, that's fine. But whatever cause or reason that you have for starting a natural hair journey, you have to know that you are absolutely beautiful, and the hair that you have is absolutely beautiful, and you have to work with what you have, okay? You cannot turn apples into oranges. You cannot turn a watermelon into a pineapple, okay? You have to work with what you have, and there is beauty in every single type of hair. There is beauty, okay? And instead of trying to turn our hair into something that it's not, we need to start turning our hair into a more beautiful version of itself, right? We need to give it love and water it, and watch what we have, watch the seed that we've planted, or the seed that God planted. We need to watch that grow into a bigger, beautiful, more beautiful plant with bigger leaves and vibrant colors. And this is how I feel about hair and the journey. This is something you want to nurture, because when you're nurturing parts of yourself and not other parts, it's not going to work, okay? You have to nurture yourself as a whole, your mind, your body, your spirit, your connections. You have to nurture all of that, in my opinion, okay? So don't worry about what anybody else says about your hair. You can't be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Everybody's not going to like what you do, and that's completely okay. You have to let people's notions about you fade. You have to let it completely fade away. Because if you keep every criticism or every doubtful thing or every rude comment that people give you, that becomes you after a while. And you have to learn how to say, okay, I understand that this person's comment or this person's view of me is just a reflection of themselves. And anyway, what you feel about me is not my business. It's just not my business. Okay? It didn't come from me. It's not a thought that came from me. It's a thought that manifested in you. So it's not my business. And you really have to think in that terms. Come on.
Okay.
So this journey is yours, and
Mama, I miss a word.
it is. This journey is yours, and only you can walk down the path that you create. This path that you've created is going to turn into your own destination. And no one can tell you where it's going to lead. So just remind them, just politely remind them that they just need to mind their own business. Okay? If they want to skip rocks in the pond next to their path, they're free to do that.
Bye, Mom, I gotta go.
Okay. If they want to have a bonfire in the middle of their path, that's their business. Okay? But your journey is your journey, and don't let anybody take that from you, and don't let anybody take away your glory, and don't let anybody take away the light that is within you and feed you negative and hateful feelings towards yourself. Like, you can't do that. And I know it's easier said than done, because when we constantly have people telling us, I don't like this, I don't like that, or even you're too skinny, you're too fat, why do you have, your tan is too dark, or you're too dark, or you're way too light, or are you really black, or you're not black, or it's so many hateful and just disgusting things that people have to say about one another. And I'm not about that life. I've never been about that life. And I just don't understand when people try to put their self-hatred on other people. I'm just not about it. I don't understand it. But like I said, everybody's journey is different. So whatever those people need to learn along the way, either they'll learn it or they won't. But that's not for me to say, and it's really not my business. But I'm telling all of you that please don't let what you see in the world, don't let the media, don't let these things interfere with your self-love when it comes to your hair. Know that you've made the right decision, and it's a learning process. You're just going to have to learn along the way. It's not going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. I've been natural for 8 years, and it wasn't until I realized that there was something called a weave in the world, and I was like, wait a minute, you mean that I can make my hair longer? So I took that as, okay, you know what, I can just straighten the weave every day, and my hair, and that'll protect my hair, I'll be fine. But I wasn't doing it the right way. And I started this weave thing for one reason, but then I continued it for another. I started continuing with it because I didn't feel beautiful in my own hair anymore. But this is something that I manifested, right? I was fine with my hair previously, and then I started doing this to my hair, and then I felt like I needed it. I became a fiend for it. I just started, straightening my hair every day, and it just came to a point where I literally looked in the mirror and said, who are you? I don't know who you are anymore. I don't know who this person is looking back at me anymore. And I knew at that moment I had to stop. I had to completely stop. And that's what I did, because the self-love that I have captivated my whole life suddenly came to a stop when I felt like I needed to constantly go to the beauty supply store and get weave and mess my hair up. I did it for, like I said, I started for one reason, I continued for another. And I can admit that, right? And it just got to a point where I just knew something wasn't right. Something in my spirit wasn't right. I just became so disconnected. And this happened for like a good 2 years of my life. Like when I was 21 to maybe like 22. 20 to like 22. And I knew then that keep pleasing other people, right? I couldn't I couldn't keep telling myself, well, this boyfriend likes the way that my hair looks when it's weaved and straight, so I need to keep doing this, to make him accept me. Or this friend, she always has a weave, so if I take my weave out and she doesn't like my natural hair, then, you know what I mean? So, whatever the case may be, you cannot think about those people. You have to think about yourself, right? Your self happiness comes first, and you have to keep that mindset throughout your hair journey. Okay, it's not gonna be all dandelions and rainbows. It's gonna be a challenge, but it's okay because through those challenges, a new person is evolving. Not even a new person, but your true person, your true self is evolving, and that's what you want to do. You want to evolve through this. So this journey is yours and only yours, and as you walk along your own path, you will create your own destination. Okay? So anything and anybody in the way of that, you have to just let it go in one ear and out the other. And then just think about the outcome. Think about what you've learned along your path and the things that you want to accomplish and get to. And just know there's a lot of like-minded individuals out here. If you need support, if you need to watch my videos, because as you guys know, look, okay, I might be slightly different than a lot of natural YouTubers, but that's okay. I have fully accepted myself, and I know that I can be a little strange, okay? I know that I can be a little airheadish at times. I know that I think differently from a lot of people. I know that I do things differently and people I've never seen before. And with that, people judge me all the time. But if you ask me if I care, I don't. I don't care what somebody else has to say about me because that's their problem. It's not mine. So when I come on here and I speak this way and I have people telling me your video is too long, can you cut it down, stop talking so much? Well, guess what? This is what the video is about. It's about me trying to give knowledge. It's about me trying to uplift people by my words and not by me playing loud music in the background and doing a million styles on my hair. That's not what I'm here for. I am here to uplift people. And I am just so grateful and thankful for all of you who have subscribed to the tribe, aka this channel, because your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And that's one reason why I wanted to name my channel that, because I'm a firm believer in your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you're here for it and you're here for me, then you're here. And if you're not, anything else that anybody else to say, it's just noise, okay? It's just background noise. That's really all it is. It has no significance. It has no meaning. It gives no power. It's just background noise. Think about that. Think about the people in your life who are naysaying you and telling you that your decision was bad, or they don't like your natural hair, or you look better a certain way. Just think of them as the background noise. The same as when you walk into a store and you're shopping, let's just say Sephora, okay, because everybody seems to like that store. You're in Sephora, you're in the mall or whatever, and you're shopping, and there's noise and there's music in the background, but you're not focused on that because you're focused on shopping. Just think of it that way. Everything else is just background noise. I wish all of you the best journey, and I know I have a lot of emails and a lot of DMs and comments and stuff like that. And I really try to get to all of them. And my DMs and my Instagram are so backed up. And I'm like replying to people from like 3 weeks ago and like a month ago. So I apologize.